are repeating it, we are believing in. It's time for us to shift our mind from best in the world to best. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. It creates a new world to mind a shift, intentionality, perceptuality, conceptuality. We are choosing to shift our mind to best for the world, best for our world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to this unique event. It's like the first time in the world, as far as we know, for this kind of event. We will start a series that we call From Plot of Land to Living Forest. It's a real-time series of forest, or forest TV, can we say. So I am Carl-Johan Löwenberg, and I welcome you, and this is...
I am Jonas Nilsson, and I also welcome you here tonight.
And what's this series about?
Well, today we are going to plant the first tree of a food forest.
A food forest?
Yes,
okay.
And it's also a microforest, because if you look around, we don't have super lot of space. We have a normal house with its garden. So we're going to put in the soil, you're going to dig, I'm going to talk, and explain the details of how to plant a tree.
Whose garden is this?
This is Stellan's garden, and if you look, it's already an old garden with a history.
Lots of different kinds of
yes,
grown things.
Exactly. So you probably already have, without going too deep into it, you already have an established healthy microbiology, which is so important when you plant things, because it's like their intestinal system. If you don't have that in place, you can't process your food and get the right nutrients. But anyway, I'm not getting into that too much.
No, but should I start to dig now, or what?
Yes, we said we will put the tree just under this protecting bush. Yeah. And the tree in question is a edible chestnut, and the Latin name for that is Castanea sativa. And the good thing with this tree is I have germinated myself. I collect these chestnut, and during the winter they germinate, and very quickly, when I have put them in pots, they start to grow. And I have a tree at home which is 4 years old, and it's 3.5 meter, 4 meter high. So when they like the place, they really kick off and grow. I'll show you the tree. Here.
We should have a machine for this.
Yes, I know. So this is 2 years old. It already have a stem about 12-15 centimeters, and you have some branches, and I've been taking good care of it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take this plant out of the pot. And what is important, because we did this in Stellan's garden a couple of years ago, we planted another tree and we just put it out of the pot and put it into the soil. That is wrong. Don't do that. You have to take it out. You have to look at the roots, because they have a tendency of going in circles, and once a root has started going in a circle, it won't turn. So the risk is that you have a good tree, healthy tree, but it doesn't have all the roots stabilizing it. And the next good storm or bad storm, the tree is risking to just fall over. So I'm going to teach you, inform you about how to make a better establishment or introduction of this tree into mother soil. So
how deep shall we go? To China?
Well, to the first water hose. No, but like this. You're doing a good job there, Carl.
Thank you, thank you.
So I'll just... So we do like this. And now I'm going to be pretty brutal. So I'm going to dig in like this to find the roots.
This is exciting TV.
This is, yeah, soil TV.
Yeah.
If we could transfer the smell, it would be this earthy smell of living soil, full of microorganisms, and a happy tree. And the best time to do this is when the tree is still asleep, because it's not aware of what is happening. There's no leaves, there is not a lot of activity, it's still dormant. Let's see here. Okay.
Is this enough for maybe
half
some?
a meter more? No, it's okay. It's okay. So here we have. This looks pretty good.
Yeah, this is the first episode. While you're doing this, I can tell the viewers that
Yeah.
the plan is to follow this development, this, what do you call it, like growing forest slowly. So this would be Forest TV, and we will publish it. I have to catch my breath.
Yeah, you have to breathe.
So, yeah, you have a very heavy soil here.
So here we have
Yeah, good.
the roots, and they were, since I had it in a pretty big right.
good.
Yeah.
Well, but it's for me. I'm an oldie but a newbie. I'm an oldie but a newbie. I have been. I have been. This is the second time for me, and it's always this time of the year, like 2023, the 3rd of March, I think.
And we have Earth Day today as
Yeah.
well. We
okay.
usually do this because
Yes.
later we will turn out all the lights and we will
Yes.
eat together. I don't know if that's planned tonight, but I think it is. But it's really nice to be here again. And now we have started something, so we have to be here both next year.
Yes, but we will also talk about the bigger picture. This was a small example of a project that picture. This was a small example of a project that Jonas, you doctor, and me are speaking about or working with, we should say, because we do. We have lots of contacts, and that's the headline of this project is like mini forest with social roots.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And
we use a special method. Did you want to say something
yes,
more?
no, I was going to tell, because what brought us together was the term Miyawaki.
Exactly.
Miyawaki forest, and everybody say what? And Miyawaki is a Japanese method developed by the botanist Akiro Miyawaki. He actually passed away a couple of years ago at very high age. He was 90, something like that. Wow. But he has been working with this method that he developed together with, he was doing on his, during his university studies, he visited Europe, he visited people that weren't conventional forestry, but who were into this with biodiversity, protecting the old forest. Actually, it's very important when you create a Miyawaki that you want to take a look at the region. What kind of forest did you used to have there? Where can you find the mother and father trees, the seeds, the nuts and all that? So he visited the old monastery.
Okay.
Because most of the, in the lowlands in Japan and in many other places of the world where he visited, the how do you say, the old forest was gone. It was
it was like
cut down.
monoculture or planted forest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he went to the monasteries because there he could find the trees that were several hundred years old.
Okay.
So he could breed from those. And then when he created a forest in Miyawaki, he could use those plants that were adapted for this area.
Okay, so it's like I can't English word, but okay.
Taking care of the genetics also.
Yeah.
So
And did he do it like for a purpose or?
yes, actually, the first example that I bought this book about Miyawaki, and he developed this project, this method, and he had Nippon Steel, I think, in Japan, of course, where the boss or the owner of the factory said, well, we want to do something for our employees. This was after the war. Well, it was in the 60s or 70s. So. And we want to plant something. And here we come to the social roots as well. And then he said, yes, we can plant the forest. We plant it. I can mention that now. What differ a Miyawaki forest from a traditional planting is that you plant them very dense, very tight together. And I've seen,
like we did outside.
Yes, exactly. So what they do sometimes is that they paint square meter cells. They put out maybe cords, what do you say, rope. So you see this network.
Yeah.
And in every square,
Yeah.
you put one tree that grows big, a lower tree, and a bush, and maybe even something that just covers the ground. So 3
so
to
different
4
levels.
Yeah, so you get different canopies. So, and if you talk to a traditional, conventional gardener, he will say, no, it's too crowded, it won't work. They want to have more space around every tree, but he proved that it works, because then when you have planted this, you take extra care the first 2 or 3 years. You make sure, number one, that the soil is perfect. Sometimes you need to excavate. That's why I talked about the soil out here, because it's an old garden.
Yeah.
It would be different if it was a new built house where you had this thick of some brown crap that they have put on, and then you have sand. Then you maybe need to excavate 40, 50 centimeters and put some really fertile soil into it with compost and all that. But he did that. He made sure that the soil was good with all the micronutrients, microorganisms, and then they plant, and then they cover it with wood chips.
Yeah.
You can put wool. You could put seaweeds, because they all contain different nutrients.
Yes.
And when
and
they
it
break,
makes it's good for the soil. Why?
yes,
Like
and then you have the microorganisms
microorganisms.
that start chewing on this and pull it down, and you have the worms. So you start this
fertilization of the
yes,
earth.
this
kind of.
natural machine that works for you 24/7. So good soil, densely planted trees, and soil cover, and then you take care of this. You have to maybe you need to nurture this for 3 years. When this root zone is being established, when it's established, and we talk about that the crown is totally covered, then then the forest will take care of itself, and the growth is pretty quick. You will see after 5, 6, 7 years, you will have trees that are 5, 6 meters high.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of growth very quickly, and it's thanks to biodiversity, good soil, biodiversity under the surface and above the surface.
You could use like not foreign trees, but your own trees from your own country, so to say.
Yes, you can.
Be fair.
So
and it takes a fast grow there. But this social aspect, then, what do you think about that? Is it like?
Well, if we go back to the factory in Japan again, they had, because we're talking microforest,
Yes.
where you can find abandoned scrap areas,
Like
100 square meters, 50
Yes.
square meters, but Miyawaki doesn't equal mini forest. You can plant Miyawaki as a method on huge stretches of land too.
Exactly.
So here they were going to make this forest around this big factory, and then coming to the social aspect or
Component.
then he said, we're going to plant this forest. Then I demand, because you are creating your forest. And that doesn't mean that only the workers are going to do it. I want everybody from the top the top brass down to the messenger boy or cleaning lady to be involved in this.
Yes.
And we know Japan is very hierarchic country, but they did. Everybody were there and planted, and that is a way of getting to know people. We noticed that when we were in Malmö planting.
Yeah, we have been watching an example here in Sweden where like a housing company was like doing a project like this. We also took part of it.
We said after having studied this theoretically, and this chance came up just 25 kilometers from here, or from where we live, 35, 40 kilometers from where you live. And we said we have to go there and do it with our hands and breathe this social, see how it works. I had to dig
there also.
So we planted a lot of trees, and there were school children coming.
And old people and young people in different colors and different foreigners and Swedes and everybody took part.
Yes, and that was so, how do you say, heartwarming, because
and it's inspired me to well, this is a thing, because they were creating their own surroundings, they were improving them, and at the same time they were improving the situation for the biodiversity in the area. Sure, it was
and getting to know their neighbor at the same time.
Exactly, that's like an event they took part of. They were in this event together, and they did it together, and they took coffee or juice or whatever afterwards and so on, and they had to do this, and this was like awakening for me. It was like a thing that this is what you should do. You should use this example of doing things together in your own neighborhood to build the social network at the same time. Because in cities, especially in cities, there are often like this, that we are not connecting to our neighbors. It's not that we have our identity connected to where we live. Our identity in towns is like other part of the town. Maybe on the work we identify with the work or with our hobbies, and maybe they are on the internet or something like that. So we are not connected to the place where we live as we did before. When we were like 100 years back, we were living of the earth, of the soil, in farming places and so forth. Before the big urbanization, and the urbanization is a global trend. It has been going on for many years, decades.
And it has created also a rootless and restless inhabitant or a citizen.
Exactly.
Because we move where the jobs are, and then we also try to do this career, starting with a little flat, buying a bigger flat. We meet someone, we have kids, we buy the little house. And we buy a bigger house, maybe, you know. So we always in the
transition.
Always in the transition. And I'm just thinking, just giving us an example. My wife, she's from France. She live in have parents. They live in Alsace, and their family moved there 1810. When I'm in where they store the what do we call it? The grass. In the barn, in the barn, there is this wooden structure with 1810 graved in. So that's when they moved there. And what they did when they moved there, they planted we call it linden.
Linden, maybe, I'm not sure.
And you have a tree now with this stem.
Yeah, of course.
It's 200 years old.
Wow.
And it's also, and I hear that in Sweden too, that you have a tree that you plant, that you like the family tree.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of, I want to live here, I'm going to have my kids here. I want to plant a tree here because this
Yeah.
is my home.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a very old, maybe not tradition, but it's a very interesting example of how you connect to nature, how you can make this place your own place, and that's also a part of your identity. If you're moving around, you have like a loose identity, moving around maybe to an area or to a country or maybe other countries. But I think it's like, as we say in the name of our project, like do you plant a mini forest, you get also social roads, exactly as your
And
your
yeah,
parents for your
mes
wife.
beaux-parents, as they say in French, my what do you call it? My father-in-law.
Father-in-law,
my
thank you.
parents-in-law.
Yeah.
And but we also have, some people ask, when I talk to other people that are into this, improving the world, I mean, this is co-creation. We work with that in Emprogage.
Yeah, exactly.
Co-create, it's something magic when
Yeah.
you co-create.
Yes.
And why is this? I think when I talk to these people around me in my different network, like the time is right for Miyawaki now, because
Yeah, I think so.
we have this biodiversity threat or biodiversity loss. It's getting more and more obvious. We have the introduction of alien species, and that is also, we see the forest is badly affected by this pest, granbark borer. It's a beetle that lays its eggs under the bark. And you see huge, vast areas that are dying. And that is
In Swedish forests, yes.
yeah, all over the place, in some areas, of course.
Yeah.
And it's because also the modern forestry is based on, like the agriculture, genetically it's very
Narrow.
narrow.
Like specialized.
Yeah,
in
so the
some
trees are going to
species.
grow fast, like be straight,
Yeah.
like an army of trees.
Yeah.
And then
It's like the industrialization of the nature. It's
Yes,
like
it is, yeah.
Production is the purpose for
it's
it.
a wood plantation.
Yeah.
And they're all the same species, maybe same parent tree, same age, growing at a, how do you say, rational, in rows.
Yeah.
And it's the same like if you have a field of wheat, you get a pest in there or a disease, they will all die because you have the
Yeah,
same
so-
kind of plants.
Yeah, but it's not only about the trees. It's also about all the other species, and also the species that are thriving in this environment, like in microorganisms and like some insects, and then maybe also the butterflies and the birds and so on. It's like nurturing and making the ecosystem more sustainable, I think.
You need a biodiversity because there you have a monoculture is putting all the eggs in the same basket.
Exactly.
But with biodiversity, you have plan A, plan B,
Yeah.
etc.
So this is also a good thing for the biodiversity, and we don't want to do this in the towns, in the areas where we don't have the
So much nature.
No,
we have
exactly,
parks. We have parks
parks.
and decorative trees that
Yes.
needs a lot of taking care of,
yes.
because they are not. Sometimes when they grow really old, they have their root system that brings up water, but you see many trees that don't reach like their teenage period because they die.
No, exactly. They are planted for looking at,
Yes.
not for their own conditions. They need better conditions, and they need more biodiversity, I think, also. And there is more to it. It's like if you do this dense forest, and you have more of the green trees and green växter.
Green plants.
Green plant.
Yes.
So then you have also made the different conditions for the microclimate.
Yes.
So it's like you have shadows during the hot season instead of hot pavement or something like that, concrete or whatever areas that is very common in big cities. You don't have. You also have a better situation when it's cold, as here in Sweden. You don't have these strong winds. It's like it's like a better climate, microclimate for the surroundings, and
Yes.
we need more of that.
It regulates the temperature.
Exactly.
And we call it also Miyawaki in urban areas is also nature-based solutions, because we also see those heavy rains that used to come every century. Now they are coming maybe
Every
a couple
10
of them every decade. So it's a decade, and you see basements getting flooded, and you see tunnels being flooded.
Yeah.
And because we have too much pavement, too much soil that is compacted, so we need more fertile soil that can absorb the water. So planting a Miyawaki is not only a cost, because it gives so much back.
Yeah, and it's also like a carbon dioxide trap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better for when the soil is fertile, it also consumes more carbon dioxide.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It actually creates new soil.
Okay.
So you can see soil scientists, they used to dig a hole so they can see the different horizons of the soil. So in the top layer you have the brown soil, without using all the terms, and then the further down you come, you have sand. But when you plant trees like that, the roots and the biological activity will actually make the sand turn darker. So the soil horizon is getting down, and there you have the carbon dioxide trap or
and we could spend a couple of seconds on also, I think, maybe you mentioned it before, but there is a way of making the size of this is very flexible.
It is very flexible. I read that along the coast of Japan they had a tsunami, and they used to have those concrete barriers, and also some forest there, but they weren't enough because it's like a hard wall, and if it's the wave is too hard, it will just crack. So what they did is that the forest that is left is not the forest that used to live there. So they planted the right kind of forest that will not solve the problem, but it will reduce the force and the impact of a tsunami. So they did kilometers of kilometer after kilometer of planting this. So you can do it.
The point is,
scale.
it's very flexible.
It's very flexible. So you can everything from huge project to we have this picture of a urban environment where you only see concrete, and they made like maybe 100 square meters, like a big pot, like 1 meter high, and they planted trees there, and it really improved the place.
Let's go back to this a little bit about design and the social aspect, because if you do this you can do it in different places, and you can use it for different social aspect. We had touched down on these industries where you can do it. You can do it in, as we saw in Malmö,
like backyard or
a backyard for where the project owner was like
the community housing.
Community housing and such kind of companies, and they can be one customer also for this type of project. But you can if you do the process right, you can involve people rather easily. The first thing you do is like you have to do a pre-study. You have to investigate what kind of conditions is there in this area. You do the soil, of course, how does it look, and if you are in an urban environment, maybe you have like cables down under the earth or pipes for something, drain.
And in Malmö's case, it was like they didn't want to dig more than 50 centimeters because there were some old sins. They were, how do you say, contaminated soil.
Contaminated.
That you also have to.
So that's the first step. You have to know the conditions for the soil, but you also have to know the conditions for the people who is living there, because it could be different kinds of people.
Exactly, and also when I spoke to the people behind planning in Malmö, they were actually people living there who were afraid that if you plant a tree, if you plant a forest like that, we will feel the smell of manure.
Okay.
So they were like, oh, we don't want any smell.
No, no.
Not at all. We want it to smell like,
Forest.
yes, or
Yes.
not even that, just city.
Yeah.
But so there are many misunderstandings and many fears that you also have to address.
And that's why you need to have this information about the people living there, because maybe they speak different languages, maybe they don't read the information at all. So you need to have a process where you invite them to take part of this process. For example, you can invite them that now we are planning this. Do you want to come to a meeting? We will inform you about why we do this and why it's important, and also you can take part and give your views of this. You can be part of the design, and you could put forward a couple of designs to them to discuss around. And then they get involved even before the planting starts. And you can also do like involve, for example, businesses in the area or associations like football clubs or something like that. And they can be engaged in the process. They can be, for example, a football club. You can, from the company, sponsor them to give out information that's also sponsored by the company. And they have their logo there, and they give out the information to everybody, and it's from the people who is living there. So they are in many ways connected, both the company and the people and the associations. And then you start to do this, and there is lots of parts, we know that. To do this kind of project, you have to first do this investigations, and then you do the design, and then you start to make a budget. You have to finance also. Maybe you could finance from some kind of businesses also, except for the housing company maybe. And you can really involve people in this. And then we have the planning and doing of the what you call planting itself.
Yeah.
That's also lots needed of persons who take care and fix the equipment needed, and you have transportations and things to do also. Maybe that's not for the inhabitant in the area, but you need to do lots of planning, and it's also lots of planning because we saw that in Malmö. They had like signs of where we to do.
Yes, it was a huge organization because there was this lorry coming with 900 plants.
Yeah.
And we also had to check them out because of this invasive worm.
Yeah.
So they talked about that. They were informing us. I mean, I think we thought we know a lot, but we learned a lot that day about the roots and how to prepare the plant, looking for those invasive plants, and also how, as you said, how to organize. We're going to have a lot of people on this spot. If we don't guide them, they will be running all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
So you go here, planting there with those spades, and you go here, and it really like almost military. But then we had school kids coming. I think there were hundreds of them coming, and we taught them and we guided them.
And this was also we heard like this like a nature association that has giving lectures in the school about this planting and about
why do we do this.
Yes.
So the kids were
exactly
okay with that.
And then they were there, and this is also a part where you engage schools and kindergarten and so on, like you can come back later to see the development and teach. You can use this as like a pedagogic method. Pedagogic
method.
Yes, and then you have also the possibility to I mean, not every pupil is interested in reading books and making mathematics or so on. Some kids need to put their hands in the dirt, like you used to say, like you love to have dirt in your hands. And we are different. Some kids
they need to add on the physical, practical part so that they finally
get it. Yeah.
And it's also important, but we're talking about in Sweden we have outdoor mythology for the kids, as you say. Maybe they are not reading a book, listening to the teacher standing by the blackboard is not their thing.
No.
But once you put them outside
Yeah.
and you show them,
Yeah.
and they can experience with all of the senses, then you wake them up.
Yeah.
And also, they said the children that you should invite to this Miyawaki, they should be maximum 12 years old, because then between 4, 5 up to 12 years old, because they are still open to have a deeper relation with the nature.
Yeah.
We are planting a seed in them as well, and many of them will carry this with them through life and say, do you remember when we planted that forest? And
They could even go and look at the trees.
they could even, yes, and maybe because we say we want to the next generation, if they don't understand what real nature is,
No.
if they haven't experienced the sound, the smell, the feel of the when you get in, we talk about microclimate, you go in and it's a different temperature and maybe humidity and all that.
Yeah.
If they haven't experienced that, why should they protect the nature?
Yeah.
They have no deep relation.
They are educated to planet caretakers.
Yes, so we are creating planet caretaker. You say caretaker?
I don't know.
No, but
Stewards, maybe.
Stewards is better word.
Yeah, okay.
That can help themselves saving the world.
Yeah, and we also have this aspect that they could do it during a long time, and if you design the place right, you can also have it like a place where you gather, for example, picnic, or you could also, if you want to, like use other events for coming back there. You could maybe celebrate the first year of the planting, as we will do in our little series here, video pod series, where we have Skogs wood forest. Forest. What did you call it? Forest TV.
Forest TV.
So
Swedish National Forest TV. SNFT.
Yes, and that's also a possibility to like try to investigate if older people maybe is raised and born and living outside the town. They have knowledge that's not maybe teach in school, how to be doing juice, or what do you call it, like compote.
How to harvest what's growing. And we see apples, we see not bananas, we see apples and cherries maybe, but
pears.
When I talk to my mother-in-law in France, she knows that if you eat from that flower, if you have a headache, or if you have a woman have a period and she's feeling bad, you can eat from that, or you can make tea from the lind, the flowers. And it's like a how do you say, scaffery? It's like
that's a toughy one.
Yeah, it's nature's own store.
Yes.
And also you have another cultural dimension. You have all the myths and the stories, legends.
Yeah. And if you like make event, maybe you can use an association or something and invite these old people to teach the young people.
And they could tell the tales that they grew up with, or show how you make a good apple pie.
Yeah, and they maybe make a connection to back home when in the old days, and that could be like a fairy tale for the young people.
Yes.
And
we also see the schools that could go back.
Yeah.
And they could make an to count how much the tree has been growing, how many insects do they find.
Exactly.
When they get bigger and have more advanced equipment, they could actually make a soil sample and see what kind of microorganisms that are in there.
Everything of this is helping to build this social roots, as we say. It's there for us. It's their teaching material.
Yes.
It's their teaching ground. It's also the people who live there. And if you succeed in engaging old people, it's also their forest. And maybe they have no reason. They are like isolated in their own homes. But there is some asking for their knowledge. Maybe they come out and they start to build their social network. We have much too many people is like isolated, unwilling in their own homes.
And if you live in a place where your view is on a
Green spot.
green spot with grass and a bench, it's not very inviting. But
No.
if you have greenery and biodiversity and birds singing and shadows when it's warm, then you want to go out there.
Absolutely. And we have also one aspect we have to take up. Maybe there are more that we haven't taken up, but this one is like we have a time now where there is worries in the world. It's like war going on in Ukraine and so on, and Middle East, and there is the security of what you say, defending possibility.
Yeah, like the in Britain and in America, you had those gardens. What did they call them? Victory gardens.
Okay.
Every green spot, especially in Britain, they planted potatoes instead of having a lawn. They had potatoes. They really maximized because they were an island,
Yeah.
and the Germans had already invaded
Yeah, that's
the
true.
Channel Islands. It was
Yeah.
just a matter of time before they would invade.
Yeah.
So they were pretty isolated.
Yeah, it's like at least two aspects I can think about. It's like you can do this. You can plant eatable
Edible.
plants, and you can also like teach how to use different plants, as you said about this old woman and how to eat different flowers and so on, like a medication. And that's also one thing that is important in these times, that we keep this old knowledge and keep the knowledge about how food is growing, how food is a part of nature, and we are totally independent of having food.
Yes, we are. And today we just go to the store. We take it for granted.
Yeah.
Food is everywhere. Food is abundant. But
Yeah.
we are living in a situation where we are so vulnerable. And especially now, as you said, what will happen in Middle East, Ukraine war, and all this abundance could very quickly disappear. And if we are just comfortable consumers, we are very fragile and we are very in a dangerous position.
Yes.
So we need to educate ourselves and prepare.
So I don't know what more we should speak about here, and maybe we could put up a little bit of a description how we are thinking in the project with shaping up. To connect to partners who could be having interest in this, because we want to create a movement in this area. I think there are signs that this is a part that is right in time, I think.
Yes, you remember on the train we were in Stockholm to visit, what was he, the entrepreneur of the year in Fisksätra, doing fantastic work with, he was, what did he say? He didn't recycle things, he was recycle people that had either had a rough time in their life or that they had, how do you say, disabilities, intellectual disabilities, helping them to get to work. And he had so much experience and common sense as well.
Yes, and the heart in the right place.
Absolutely. And 100 employees. So. But anyway, on the train back from Stockholm, we were talking about our project and
towards us.
Opposite us.
Yeah.
There was this woman, and she asked us, "What do you work?" And I said, "We are plumbers." And she said, and we said we were working with this project, and she was working for the city of Kalmar.
That's true.
She was.
Landscape architect.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know.
And she said, "Well, I heard you saying the word microforest, and we made one in Kalmar." And we,
started to connect.
Yes, and why did you? Because they are the people we want to address, but they realized themselves that they wanted to do that. And I think she said that, well, it was a spot with grass, but it was so much better just to put trees in its place because it's easier to maintain. It's easier to what do you call it? doesn't need the same attention as a lawn.
But also when we went up, we also met an old farmer and his wife on the way up, and they were also interested in what we're doing. They thought it was a wonderful idea, I think.
Yes, I think so. And it's so interesting because you have in soil, you have so many different microorganisms. We don't know yet how many millions of bacteria there are, and we don't know what they're capable of doing. They actually talk about bacteria or other kinds of microorganisms to break down PFAS, the forever chemicals, microplastics. Okay. And when I was studying Soil Food Web, the School of Soil Food Web, digital formation from a woman who created this school. Her name is Elaine Ingham, and she talked about a site. It was this architect created house in somewhere on the west coast, and the guy with the house was one of those .com millionaires. He didn't like there was so much shrubs and seeds, weeds in this area, and he wanted to get rid of that. And he had planted a little garden also, but the weeds made him pissed off. And then a guy told him, well, if you mix Roundup with diesel, and you spray it, you will absolutely get rid of all that. So he did, and he got rid of all that.
And everything else, or what?
And the problem was there was nothing holding the sand in place. So he got tiny, fine dust coming in everywhere. Okay. And he realized he really screwed up.
Yeah.
And he also had 4 trees, because when the rain came, it just became a pool of mud in his, and also you had this slope, so you had erosion.
Yeah.
And then he realized, I screwed up, I need to fix this. And long story short, some said you could cover the entire slope with concrete or make walls, but it would be very expensive and very ugly. And then you have this guy coming along who also had this knowledge of Elaine Ingham. So they covered the entire area with 20-30 centimeters of good soil with microorganisms. And he showed a picture, or she showed a picture, after 6 months it was green. And the dying trees were taking off again. And then she said something very important. She said, there is no known man-made chemical that can't be broken down by nature with the microorganisms.
Okay.
So that is there is enormous
positive,
force.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So having spoke about that, you have so many compounds in soil, and there is one component that is actually triggering us. We have a receptor, and it's like if you feel depressed, the smell of real soil makes you feel better.
Yeah.
And it's almost, someone said it's like cannabis. You have it's like you get a little bit high from that, and it's fantastic. We need to have soil around us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So when we work with the hands in the soil, we feel the calm. And so there's so many.
Well, there's lots of reasons here to do this microforest with social roads, and we are keeping on doing it for. We have now a series, Skogs-TV, Forest TV.
Forest TV.
To continue with, and I hope we have viewers that will follow us. And
yes, the ambition is to have a dialogue, and if they have any ideas about Stellan's garden, for example, if maybe they say, I have these plants, you can have one, or try this plant because I have good experience with that, or we don't know everything. We are not experts yet. We have an ambition. Yeah. So if we're doing something completely wrong, please tell us.
Yes, and if we do something right, you can tell us also.
Or be inspired.
Or do you want a mini forest in your backyard? Contact us. We will call you. And we have lots of other ideas in this, like recycling, using recycled stuff to
Yeah, but it's
nurture.
circular economy.
Yeah, exactly, and so on. And
So what is waste in one place could become a very important input in the Microforest.
Exactly.
And also bring the price down.
yeah, exactly.
Because it doesn't have to cost, you can buy plants for 20, 25 Swedish kronor, $2, €2, whatever.
yeah.
And you start there, and if you buy a big tree, it will actually take longer time for it to establish because it has a big root. And maybe you have to limit the area of the root or the volume. But if you put a little tiny tree, the first thing that will start to develop is the root system. And then it will kick off.
I think we could talk about this all night, but it's...
We're running out of time. We must have a really great time. I thought, what are we going to talk about? But we're running out of time. Dear viewers.
Yes, thank you for your...
Attention.
Thank you for your attention.
Yes.
That's it.
And we hope to see you again, because you just saw the birth of something that could be magnificent and...
a world unique event.
yeah.
Thank you. Good night.
Yep, thank you and good night.
We are creating the world we're now living in. We are competing in. We are repeating in. We are believing in. It's time for us to shift our mind from best in the world to best for the world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. It creates a new world to mind a shift, intentionality, perceptuality, conceptuality. We are choosing to shift our mind to best for the world, best for our world. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional. Make decisions intentional, to take decisions intentional, making decisions intentional.